Welcome to ZenLight 8, where we ignite your inner fire and shatter the chains of doubt. Ever wonder why some people can't stand to see you shine? It's because your success, your unstoppable rise, holds a mirror to their fears. In today's video, we're diving deep into a powerful truth. They're jealous because your life is better than where they left you. Inspired by Denzel Washington's raw wisdom, this is your wake-up call to own your journey, embrace your greatness, and leave the naysayers in the dust. Hit that subscribe button, and let's get started. Because your story is just beginning. The fire of envy. Why they can't stand your rise. Listen up, because I'm about to lay something real on you. Something raw, something you've felt in your bones but maybe haven't put words to yet. You've seen it, haven't you? That flicker in their eyes, that subtle twist of the mouth, that quiet venom laced in their words. They don't say it outright, not always, but it's there, simmering beneath the surface like a pot ready to boil over. They're jealous, they're envious, and not because of anything you've done wrong, but because of everything you've done right. They see you climbing, breaking free, soaring past the ceilings they swore would hold you down, and it eats at them. It gnaws at their core, and you need to understand this. That jealousy is not about you, it's about them. It's about where they've been, where they still are, and where they can't stand to see you going. 1. Jealousy comes from others. People get jealous because they see you rising, succeeding, and slipping out of the chains they thought were unbreakable. Chains they once believed would keep you tethered right alongside them. That envy isn't your burden to carry. It's a mirror reflecting their own stagnation, their own fears, their own refusal to move. You're not the problem, they are. Your light exposes their shadows, and they can't handle the glare. Let's paint the picture. You know the ones I'm talking about, those folks from your past, maybe even some still lingering in your present. They knew you when you were down, when you were struggling, when the world felt like a weight pressing you flat. They saw you at your lowest, and in their minds, that's where you were supposed to stay. That was the script they wrote for you. A life of limits, a story of just enough or not quite there. They left you there mentally if not physically because that's where they felt safe. That's where they could look at you and say, "See, we're the same. You're no better than me." But then something happened. You happened. You didn't stay down. You didn't accept the script. You started clawing your way up, step by step, brick by brick, building a life they never saw coming. And now they're watching you. They see you thriving. They see you walking with your head high, your shoulders back, your spirit unbroken. They see you stepping into rooms they never dreamed of entering, chasing dreams they never dared to dream. And it burns them. It burns them deep, right down to the marrow, because your journey, your victory, shines a spotlight on everything they didn't do, every chance they didn't take, every fear they let chain them to the ground. Your success isn't just a win for you, it's a reckoning for them. It's a mirror held up to their own lives, and what they see staring back isn't pretty. It's stagnation. It's regret. It's the quiet ache of what could have been if they'd only had the guts to move. You've heard the whispers, haven't you? The little digs disguised as concern. "Who does she think she is?" they mutter. "He's getting too big for his boots," they sneer. "She'll crash and burn." They always do. They cloak it in a smile sometimes, a backhanded compliment or a half-hearted good for you. But you feel the weight of it. You hear the static beneath their words, the crackle of their insecurity cutting through the air. They want you to doubt yourself. They want you to question your path. They want you to believe that what you've built, this life, this momentum, this fire, is a fluke, a bubble about to burst. Why? Because if you fall, it proves them right. If you stumble, it justifies their choice to stay still. Your rise threatens their narrative, and they'll do anything to pull you back into the shadows where they've made their home. But here's the truth they don't want you to know. Their jealousy isn't your failure. It's your triumph. It's the proof that you're doing something they couldn't. You're living a life they can't fathom, breaking barriers they didn't have the courage to touch. That twitch in their lip, that edge in their voice, it's not a sign that you're wrong. It's a signal that you're right. You're on the right path, carving your own way, and they're stuck watching from the sidelines, clutching the remnants of a life they refused to change. They thought they knew you, thought they had you pegged. but you've outgrown their box. You've shed the skin they tried to trap you in, and now you're standing taller, stronger, brighter than they ever imagined possible. Think about it. Imagine their world for a second. Picture them sitting there day after day in the same old ruts, the same old patterns, the same old excuses. They see the clock ticking, the years slipping by, and what do they have to show for it? The same complaints, the same grudges, the same, if only stories they've been telling themselves for decades. And then there's you. You who refused to settle. You who took the hits and kept swinging. You who turned pain into power and doubt into drive. Your life is a tapestry woven with threads of grit, guts, and glory. A masterpiece they can't replicate because they never picked up the needle. They stayed still and you moved. They lingered in the dark and you stepped into the light. That's what they can't forgive. That's what keeps them up at night. And let's be real, they'll try to drag you down. Oh, they'll try. They'll toss out those seeds of doubt like they're planting a garden, hoping something takes root in your mind. You've changed, they'll say, like it's an accusation. Damn right you've changed. You've grown. You've leveled up. You're not the same person they left behind, and that's the point. They want the old you, the one who fit neatly into their comfort zone, the one who didn't make them feel small by comparison. But that version of you is gone, buried under the rubble of a life you outgrew. You're not here to play small anymore. You're not here to shrink so they can feel big. You're here to rise, to build, to become, and their envy is just the noise of their own fears crackling in the background. Pause for a moment. Look at yourself, really look. See the scars of every battle you've fought, the calluses from every weight you've lifted, the fire in your eyes that refused to go out. That's not luck. That's not chance. That's you. You've earned every inch of this ground you stand on, every ray of this light you shine. And they see it too. They see the way you carry yourself, the way you move through the world with a purpose they can't touch. It's not arrogance, it's assurance. It's not pride for the sake of pride. It's pride forged in the furnace of hard work and relentless belief. They can't take that from you no matter how hard they try. Their words, their looks, their little jabs. They're just pebbles thrown at a mountain. You're too solid to crumble. Now imagine your life as a flame. A steady, roaring blaze cutting through the dark. Every step you take, every goal you crush, every limit you shatter adds fuel to that fire. And they're over there, huddled around a dying ember, too afraid to fan it into something more. Your light doesn't just illuminate your path. It exposes their corners, their cracks, their cobwebs. It forces them to face the truth. While you've been building, they've been breaking. While you've been climbing, they've been clinging. Your journey isn't a race against them. It's a celebration of you. But they don't see it that way. To them, your every victory is a reminder of their every defeat. So what do you do with that? You keep going. You keep rising. You let their jealousy be the wind at your back, pushing you further, faster, higher. Don't dim your light to make them comfortable. Don't slow your pace to match their crawl. They'll call you names: arrogant, selfish, too much, because they don't have the words for what you really are. Unstoppable. They'll try to rewrite your story, twist it into something small, something safe. But you know better. You know the chapters of sweat, the pages of sacrifice, the volumes of courage it took to get here. Their envy isn't your prison. It's your pedestal. Stand tall in it. Own it. Let their whispers fade into the static they are. Because here's the kicker. The more they envy you, the more it proves you're winning. The more they resent your shine, the brighter it gets. They're jealous because your life is better than where they left you. And that's not a curse, it's a crown. Wear it, walk in it, live in it. You're not here to apologize for your ascent. You're here to keep climbing until the view takes their breath away. And when it does, when they're left staring up at the heights you've reached, they'll know your rise was never about them. It was always about you, the you who dared to break free, the you who refused to stay small, the you who turned their limits into your launch pad. So keep moving, keep building, keep burning bright. Let their jealousy be the echo of a past you've left behind. You're not where they left you anymore. You're somewhere they can't even dream of touching. And that, my friend, is the sweetest victory of all. The unstoppable you, transformation, pride, and the power within. Listen closely because I'm about to drop something heavy. Something that'll hit you right in the chest and make you sit up straight. This isn't just talk. This is truth, carved out of the raw stuff of life. You're not the same person you were yesterday, and that's no accident. You've changed. You've grown. You've clawed your way out of the dirt and into the light, and now you're standing taller than ever. But here's the thing. Not everyone's clapping for you. Some folks are out there trying to dim your shine, whispering doubts, throwing shade, because your rise is shaking their world. And your pride, that quiet, steady fire in your soul, they can't stand it. But you're not here to shrink for them. You're here to rise, to claim what's yours, and to wear your worth like a crown forged in the heat of your own battles. 2. The journey of change and growth. You've changed, evolved, and become stronger, wiser, more than you ever thought possible. Your growth is something others didn't dare dream of, and now they're scrambling to make you question your own success. They see you transforming into someone they can't recognize, someone they can't control, and it terrifies them. But that's their problem, not yours. Let's take it back for a minute. Think about where you started. Picture that version of you, the one weighed down by doubt, by fear, by the voices telling you what you couldn't do. Maybe it was a job that drained you, a relationship that broke you, or a past that felt like quicksand pulling you under. You were there, in the thick of it, surrounded by people who thought they had you figured out. They boxed you in, labeled you, decided your limits before you even had a chance to test them. That's just how it is, they said. That's who you are. And for a while, maybe you believed them. Maybe you stayed small because it was easier, because the shadows felt familiar, because stepping out meant risking everything. But something shifted. Deep inside, a spark flickered. A tiny, stubborn flame that refused to die. You started asking questions. Why not me? Why not now? What if I'm more than this? That spark turned into a fire, and that fire turned into action. You took a step, then another. You stumbled, sure, tripped over your own fears, fell flat on your face more times than you can count. But you got up, every time. You dusted yourself off, wiped the sweat from your brow, and kept moving. You shed the old skin, the one that didn't fit anymore, the one they tried to keep you trapped in. And with every layer you peeled away, you found something new. Strength you didn't know you had, wisdom you earned the hard way, a resilience that could bend steel. Look at you now. You're not that person anymore. You've evolved. You've grown into someone they can't pin down, someone they can't predict. You've built a life that's yours. Not theirs, not the world's, but yours. And that's what they can't handle. They look at you and see everything they didn't dare to become. Where they saw ceilings, you saw sky. Where they saw dead ends, you saw detours. Where they stopped, you started. Your growth isn't just a change. It's a revolution. It's a rebellion against every can't, every won't, every you'll never they threw at you. You've become the person they were too afraid to be, and now they're stuck watching you soar while they're still tethered to the ground. And oh, they'll try to pull you back. They'll whisper in your ear, plant those seeds of doubt like they're doing you a favor. You're not that special, they'll say. It's just luck, they'll hiss. You'll fall, they all do. They want you to second-guess yourself, to wonder if maybe they're right, if maybe this growth, this strength, this new you is all a mirage. Why? Because your transformation threatens them. It's a mirror they don't want to look into. You're living proof that change is possible, that growth isn't just a dream, it's a choice. And they didn't choose it. They stayed put, clinging to the familiar, while you dared to step into the unknown. Your evolution is their reckoning, and they'll do anything to make you doubt it. But you're not buying it. You're not listening to the noise. You know what it took to get here, the sleepless nights, the quiet tears, the moments when you wanted to quit but didn't. You've walked through fire and come out the other side, not burned but forged. Stronger, wiser, unbreakable. That's not luck. That's you. That's the journey you chose, the path you carved with your own hands. They can't dream of it because they never dared to try. They can't touch it because they never reached for it. Your growth isn't just a gift. It's a testament, a living, breathing monument to what happens when you refuse to settle, when you refuse to let their fears become yours. So when they come at you with their doubts, their side eyes, their little jabs, you stand firm. You look them in the eye and let them see the truth. You're not the same. You've changed and you're not apologizing for it. You've grown and you're not shrinking back. This journey of yours, it's yours alone. And no amount of their noise can rewrite the story you're telling with every step. You're a force now, a tidal wave of transformation crashing through the walls they built around you. And they can't stop you. They can't even slow you down. 3. Pride in your worth. You don't need to apologize for your pride when it's built on hard work, sacrifice, and an unshakable belief in yourself. Your success is the fruit of your persistence, your relentless determination. Earned, not given. They'll call it arrogance, but it's not. It's assurance. It's the quiet power of knowing what you've overcome and refusing to let anyone take that away. Now let's talk about that pride, that fire in your chest, that steady hum in your soul. They'll try to twist it, won't they? They'll call it arrogance, conceit, ego run wild. Who does he think he is? They'll scoff. She's too full of herself. They'll mutter. But let me tell you something. Pride isn't a sin when it's earned. Pride isn't a crime when it's forged in the crucible of your own sweat and tears. You're not out here puffing your chest for no reason. You're not strutting around like some peacock looking for applause. No, this is different. This is real. This is the pride of a warrior who's fought battles no one else saw, who's carried burdens no one else felt, who's pushed through darkness no one else could understand. Take a moment. Think about what it took to get here. Rewind the tape. See those nights when you sat alone, mapping out your next move while the world slept. See those days when you dragged yourself forward, bone-tired, heart-heavy, but still moving because giving up wasn't an option. See those moments when the doubt was so loud it almost drowned you, but you clenched your fists, gritted your teeth, and said, "Not today." You sacrificed. You bled for this. You poured every ounce of yourself into this life you're living now. Every dream you chased, every risk you took, every no you turned into a watch me. That's not arrogance, that's evidence. That's proof. That's pride with roots so deep no one can pull it out. And they hate it. They hate that you walk with your head high, that you speak with a voice that doesn't waver, that you look at the world like it's yours to conquer. They want you to apologize for it, to dim it down, to soften it so they don't feel so small. But you're not here to make them comfortable. You're not here to shrink your worth so they can feel bigger. You know what you've overcome, the mountains you've climbed, the valleys you've crawled through, the storms you've weathered. You know your worth because you built it, brick by brick, with your own hands. And no one gets to tell you it's too much. Your success isn't a fluke. It's not a gift handed to you on a silver platter. It's the harvest of your persistence, the reward of your refusal to break. Every milestone you've hit, every door you've kicked open, every chain you've snapped, it's all yours. You earned it, and that's why this pride of yours burns so bright. It's not loud, not flashy. It's steady, unyielding, like a lighthouse cutting through the fog. It's the kind of pride that says, "I made it here and I'm not done yet." It's the kind of pride that dares the world to test you, knowing you've already beaten odds they can't imagine. They'll try to knock it out of you, though. They'll throw their words like stones, hoping to chip away at that foundation. "You're too proud," they'll say, like it's a flaw. But what they're really saying is, "You're too much for us to handle." They're scared of what your pride represents, scared of the power it holds, scared of the truth it speaks. Because your pride isn't just about you. It's a beacon. It's a signal to everyone watching that you don't have to bow, you don't have to beg, you don't have to live small. It's a declaration that worth isn't something you're given. It's something you claim. So claim it. Stand in it. Let it fill your lungs with every breath you take. When they come at you with their accusations, their envy, their little digs, you don't flinch. You don't back down. You look at them and let them see it. The fire, the steel, the unshakable belief that's carried you this far. You don't need their permission to be proud. You don't need their approval to know your value. You've earned this, paid for it in full with every scar, every setback, every victory. And no Not their words, not their looks, not their doubts can take that from you. Imagine your life as a fortress now, a stronghold built from the rubble of your past, reinforced by every fight you've won, every fear you've faced, every dream you've dared to chase. That pride of yours, it's the flag flying high above it, waving in the wind, telling the world, I'm still here, I'm still standing, and I'm not finished. They can't climb those walls. They can't tear it down. They can only stand outside, looking up, wishing they'd built something half as strong. Your journey of change, your growth, your pride, they're all woven together, threads in a tapestry that tells a story no one can rewrite. You've transformed not because it was easy, but because it was necessary. You've grown not because the world let you, but because you demanded it. And you're proud not because you're perfect, but because you're real enough to fight, real enough to fall, real enough to rise again. They'll never understand that. They'll never touch it. But you live it every day. And that's why you're unstoppable. So keep going. Keep evolving. Keep standing tall in the worth you've carved out of stone. Let their doubts be the dust you shake off your boots as you climb higher. Your change is your power. Your pride is your shield. And your success, that's the legacy you're building. One they can't deny. One they can't destroy. One that'll echo long after their whispers fade. You're not here to play small. You're here to live big, to shine bright, to be the you they never saw coming. And you're doing it every single day, rising through the storm, lessons in strength and the power of persistence. Listen up, because I'm about to hit you with something real. Something that'll shake you awake and make you feel the fire in your veins. Life isn't a straight line, and it damn sure isn't easy. You've been through the ringer, knocked down, bruised up, left wondering if you'd ever get back on your feet. But here you are, still standing, still breathing, still fighting. Every scar you carry, every tear you've shed, every time you thought you'd break, they didn't destroy you. They built you, and that grit, that stubborn refusal to quit, that's the heartbeat of your story. That's what's carried you through the dark and into the light. You're not defined by what tried to stop you, you're defined by what you did next. And what you did was keep going. For overcoming challenges. Every challenge, every pain, every failure in your past is a lesson that's forged your strength and resilience. They don't define you, they're the foundation you've built your greater victories on. Life threw its worst at you, and you turned it into your best. Let's take it back. Close your eyes and think about those moments, the ones that felt like the end. Maybe it was a loss that hollowed you out, a betrayal that cut deep, a failure that left you staring at the ceiling, wondering what the hell went wrong. You've been there, haven't you? In the muck, in the mess, in the kind of darkness that makes you question if the sun's ever coming back. The world piled it on. Obstacles so big they blocked out the sky, pain so sharp it took your breath, setbacks so heavy they almost crushed you. And in those moments, it would have been easy to give up. Easy to say, this is it. This is who I am. This is where I stay. But you didn't. You couldn't. Something in you wouldn't let go. Every one of those trials was a teacher. Every stumble was a class in grit. Every wound was a lesson in healing. That time you lost everything and had to start over, it taught you how to build from nothing. That time you fell flat and everyone counted you out, it showed you how to stand up when no one's watching. That time the pain was so loud you couldn't hear your own voice, trained you to listen harder, to find the quiet strength buried underneath. Those weren't just hard days, they were masterclasses in survival. They hammered you, shaped you, tempered you like steel in a forge. And now you're stronger than you ever thought possible. Now you're tougher than the toughest days you've faced. See, the thing about challenges is they don't come with a neon sign saying, this is your big lesson. They show up ugly, messy, uninvited, crashing through your door when you least expect it. And in the thick of it, it feels like punishment. It feels like the universe has it out for you. But here's the secret. Those moments weren't sent to break you. They were sent to make you. Every time life hit you, it was chiseling away the excess, the doubt, the fear, leaving behind something raw and real. You're a sculptor of your own soul, chipping away at the marble of your past until what's left is a masterpiece. Flawed, Sure, but unbreakable. And let's be honest, those struggles didn't define you. They don't get to claim that power. You're not the one who failed, or the one who hurt, or the one who almost didn't make it. No, you're the one who rose. You're the one who turned the ashes into a foundation, the cracks into a roadmap, the chaos into a compass. Those hard times? They're not your identity, they're your stepping stones. Every one of them lifted you higher, pushed you further, set the stage for the victories you're living now. That job you lost led you to a better path. That heartbreak you survived taught you your own worth. That failure you thought would bury you, it planted the seeds for a comeback they'll never forget. Look at your life now. Look at the battles you've won, the mountains you've climbed, the storms you've danced through. Those challenges didn't stop you, they sharpened you. They gave you edges where you used to be soft, steel where you used to bend, fire where you used to flicker. You're not here despite what you've been through. You're here because of it. Every tear was a brick. Every fall was a lesson. Every no was a dare to prove them wrong. And you did. You built something bigger, something stronger, something they can't touch. Your past isn't a chain. It's a launch pad. And your victories? They're the proof that you turned the worst into the best. So when the next challenge comes, and it will, don't flinch. Don't run. Stand tall and face it, knowing it's just another teacher in disguise. You've been through the fire before, and you've come out shining. This is your story. Not a tale of what broke you, but a saga of what built you. Those hard days? They're the roots. Your triumphs? They're the branches. And you're the tree, deep, strong, reaching for the sky. 5. The importance of persistence. Like Churchill said, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It's the courage to continue that counts. Persistence has turned your adversity into opportunity. It's the heartbeat of your journey, the pulse that keeps you moving when everything else says stop. Now let's talk about what got you here. It wasn't luck. It wasn't magic. It wasn't some fairy tale twist where the stars aligned and everything fell into place. No, it was you. It was your refusal to quit, your stubborn, relentless, bone-deep determination to keep going. Churchill nailed it. Success isn't the end game, and failure isn't the knockout punch. It's that grit, that courage to take one more step, that makes the difference. And you've got it in spades. You've got the kind of persistence that turns walls into doors, storms into stepping stones, dead ends into detours. Think about it. Rewind to those days when the odds were stacked against you, when the scoreboard said you'd lost, when the voices said you were done, when your own tired body begged you to throw in the towel. What did you do? You kept going. You dug in. You found a way. Maybe it was slow, crawling when you couldn't run, whispering when you couldn't shout. But you moved. You didn't let the weight pin you down. You didn't let the dark swallow you whole. You took that next breath, that next swing, that next chance, because something in you knew. This isn't over until I say it's over. That's persistence. That's the engine that's driven you through every mess life's thrown your way. It's not loud, it doesn't need to be. It's quiet, steady, relentless. Like a river carving through rock, like a flame burning through the night. It's the courage to get up when you've been knocked down 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times. It's the will to keep planting seeds when the ground's hard and the sky's dry. It's the faith to keep walking when you can't see the path. And every time you did that, every time you chose to continue, you turned the impossible into the inevitable. Adversity, you faced it head on and flipped it on its back. That time you hit rock bottom and thought you'd never climb out, persistence pulled you up. That time the world said no and slammed the door in your face, persistence kicked it open. That time you failed so hard you could hear the echoes of their laughter, persistence turned it into the fuel for your comeback. You didn't just survive those moments, you transformed them. You took the broken pieces and built something whole. You took the can't and made it will. You took the chaos and spun it into gold. That's what persistence does. It's alchemy for the soul. And here's the beauty of it. It doesn't care how fast you go. It doesn't demand perfection. It just asks you to keep moving. One step, one breath, one more try. You don't have to be the strongest, the smartest, the loudest. You just have to be the one who doesn't stop. That's your superpower. That's what's carried you from the shadows to the spotlight, from the wreckage to the win. They thought you'd quit. They thought you'd crack. But you didn't. You persisted. And every time you did, you turned a loss into a lesson, a setback into a setup, a trial into a triumph. Imagine your life as a long, winding road, full of potholes, sharp turns, dead ends that aren't really dead. Persistence is the fuel in your tank, the map in your hand, the voice in your head saying, keep driving. It's what got you past the detours, over the hills, through the nights when the headlights barely cut the fog. And now you're rolling on pavement you paved yourself, smooth, strong, yours. Every mile you've traveled is a testament to that courage Churchill talked about. The courage to continue when the easy thing, the safe thing, the smart thing would have been to pull over and call it a day. So when they look at you now, when they see the life you've built, the heights you've reached, they don't get it. They don't see the nights you didn't sleep, the days you didn't eat, the times you kept going when your tank was on empty. They see the shine, but not the grind. They see the victory, but not the persistence that made it possible. And that's fine. They don't have to understand. You do. You know what it took. You know the courage it demanded. You know that every opportunity you've seized started as an adversity you refused to let win. Keep that in your heart. The next time life throws a curveball, and it will, lean into that persistence. It's your anchor in the storm, your compass in the dark, your hammer when the walls won't budge. Success isn't final, failure isn't fatal, but persistence? That's eternal. It's the thread that ties your past to your present, your struggles to your strength, your dreams to your reality. You've turned adversity into opportunity not because you're lucky, but because you're relentless. And that, my friend, is why you're still here. Still rising, still winning, still unstoppable. The authentic flame, living true and lighting the way. Listen up, because I'm about to lay something on you that's going to hit deep, right where your soul sits. This isn't fluff or fairy tales. This is the real deal. The kind of truth that rattles your bones and sets your spirit ablaze. You're not here by accident. You're not some shadow drifting through life, shaped by whatever the world throws at you. No, you're a force. A living, breathing testament to what happens when sweat, courage, and an unshakable refusal to bow come together. Your life, it's a masterpiece carved out of the hard stuff, the messy stuff, the stuff most folks run from. And here's the kicker. It's not just about you. Every step you take, every battle you win, lights a spark for someone else lost in the dark. You're not just surviving, you're shining, and that shine is a beacon for the world. 6. Living true to yourself. Your life is a masterpiece crafted from sweat, courage, and a stubborn refusal to let circumstances define you. You're a living testament to the human spirit's ability to overcome, a walking, talking proof that authenticity isn't just a word, it's a way of being. Let's get real for a second. Look at your life, really look at it. Strip away the noise, the distractions, the voices telling you who you should be or what you should want. What do you see? You see a story written in blood, sweat, and fire. You see a canvas painted with bold strokes of grit, splattered with the colors of every fight you've faced, every dream you've chased, every time you said no to settling. This isn't some polished, perfect picture. It's raw, it's rugged, it's real. And that's what makes it a masterpiece. It's not about what the world handed you. It's about what you did with it. You didn't let the cracks define you. You filled them with gold. You didn't let the storms drown you. You learned to dance in the rain. Think about where you could have ended up. Life tried to box you in, didn't it? Circumstances came at you like a freight train. Poverty, pain, doubt, rejection, all piling on, daring you to break. People told you what you couldn't do, where you couldn't go, who you couldn't be. That's just how it is, they said. Know your place. And maybe for a minute you bought it. Maybe you sat in that box, feeling the walls close in, wondering if they were right. But then something clicked. You woke up. You realized those walls weren't stone. They were paper. And you had a match. You burned it down. You took every can't and turned it into kindling, every won't and made it fuel. You refused to let the hand you were dealt dictate the game you'd play. That's courage. Not the loud, flashy kind, but the quiet, steady kind that says, I'm going to live my way, on my terms, no matter what. You sweated for it. Long nights, early mornings, hours when no one was watching, when the only sound was your heartbeat pushing you forward. You fought for it, against the odds, against the doubters, against the parts of yourself that wanted to quit. And you built something. A life that's yours. Not theirs, not fate's, not anyone's but yours. That's what living true means. It's not about chasing someone else's dream or fitting into someone else's mold. It's about looking in the mirror and saying, "This is me. Flaws, scars, fire and all. And I'm going to make it count." You're not here to play a role in their script. You're here to write your own. And what you've written, Sakyet Tak, a work of art because it's honest. It's not borrowed or copied or watered down. It's you, stripped bare and standing tall. A testament to what happens when a human being decides to take the raw material of life and shape it into something extraordinary. You're proof of what we're capable of. The human spirit, it's not some fragile thing that shatters under pressure. It's a furnace, a force, a wildfire waiting to ignite. You've tapped into that. You've shown that we can fall and rise, hurt and heal, lose and win. Circumstances don't get the last word, you do. Every time life tried to pin you down, you pushed back. Every time it tried to silence you, you roared. You're not a victim of your story, you're the author, the artist, the architect. And what you've built isn't just survival. It's triumph. It's a life that says, "I am here, I am real, and I am unstoppable." So don't ever apologize for it. Don't dim it down. Don't let anyone tell you it's too much or too loud or too bold. This is your truth, your masterpiece, your legacy in the making. You've sweated for every brushstroke, bled for every line, fought for every note in this symphony of you. And it's beautiful, not because it's perfect, but because it's yours. You're the living, breathing evidence that we can overcome, that no matter what's thrown at us, we've got the power to rise above and create something that echoes through time. 7. Inspiring others. Your journey isn't just a personal victory. It's a lighthouse of hope for others struggling to find their way out of the darkness. Every step you take, every wall you break through, shines a light for those still searching, proving that the fight is worth it, that the dawn is coming. Now let's widen the lens. Your story doesn't end with you. It ripples out, touches lives, changes hearts. You might not see it, might not feel it, but it's happening. Somewhere out there, someone's watching you. Someone's stuck in their own shadows, wrestling their own demons, feeling the weight of a world that's telling them to give up. And then they see you. They see the way you move, the way you carry your scars like medals, the way you turn pain into power. And it hits them. If you can do it, maybe they can too. Your life isn't just yours. It's a signal, a flare in the night, a voice whispering, "Keep going. There's hope." Think about that. Every time you refused to quit, you weren't just saving yourself. You were planting a seed for someone else. Every time you got back up, dusted yourself off, and took another swing, you were showing the world what's possible. You're a beacon, not because you set out to be, but because you dared to fight. You dared to live true. You dared to turn your mess into a message. And that message, it's loud, it's clear, it's unshakable. No matter how dark it gets, no matter how hard it hits, you can rise. You can win. You can shine. Picture this. There's a kid out there, maybe in a rundown apartment, maybe in a dead-end job, feeling like the walls are closing in. They've heard no so many times it's carved into their bones. They're tired, they're scared, they're one step from giving up. And then they hear about you. Maybe it's a story passed along. Maybe it's a glimpse of you pushing forward. Maybe it's just the vibe you give off. That quiet, steady strength that says, "I've been there, and I made it through." And something shifts. They clench their fists. They take a breath. They think, if they can climb out, so can I. That's your power. That's your reach. That's the light you're casting without even trying. Your journey's a lighthouse because it's real. It's not some airbrushed fairy tale. It's gritty, it's human, it's flawed. You've fallen, you've stumbled, you've doubted, and you've kept going anyway. That's what makes it resonate. People don't need baseball, need perfection. They need the raw, unfiltered truth of someone who's been through the mud and come out swinging. Your victories aren't just trophies. they're torches. Every time you overcome, you light a path for someone else. Every time you refuse to stay down, you show them they don't have to either. You're not just winning for you, you're winning for them, for the ones who haven't found their fight yet. And here's the thing, you don't have to preach. You don't have to stand on a soapbox or shout from the rooftops. You inspire just by being, by living your truth, by walking your path, by showing up every day as the person you've fought to become. They see the sweat on your brow, the fire in your eyes, the scars on your hands, and they know. This is what it looks like to keep going. This is what it looks like to turn darkness into dawn. Your life is a sermon without words, a song without sound, a light that cuts through the fog, and it's reaching places you'll never see, touching souls you'll never meet. So keep shining, keep fighting, keep living true, because every time you do, you're not just building your masterpiece, you're helping someone else start theirs. You're proof that the struggle isn't the end. It's the beginning. You're a lighthouse not because you're perfect, but because you're persistent. Not because you're fearless, but because you're faithful to yourself, to your journey, to the possibility of what's next. And in that faithfulness, you're lighting the way for others to find their own. Your life's a canvas, a battleground, a beacon, all at once. It's yours, yes, but it's bigger than you. It's sweat and courage and refusal rolled into one, a testament to what we can do when we choose to rise. And every time you rise, you pull someone else up with you. That's the magic of it. That's the legacy of it. That's the truth of it. You're not just living, you're leading, whether you know it or not. So keep going, keep being, keep shining. The world needs your light more than you'll ever know. The heart of gratitude and the echo of legacy. Listen up, because I'm about to drop something on you that's going to shift your whole perspective. Something that'll sink into your soul and light up every corner of your life. This isn't just words. This is power. The kind that turns storms into strength and shadows into shine. You've been through the fire, faced down challenges that could have broken you, walked through valleys that could have swallowed you whole. But you're still here, still standing, still rising. And there's a secret weapon in your arsenal. A quiet force that's carried you further than you might realize. Gratitude. It's the lens that turns pain into purpose. And your life, it's more than just a story of survival. It's a legacy, a gift to the world, built not on fleeting things but on the rock-solid stuff of grit, heart, and greatness. You're not just living for today, you're leaving a mark for tomorrow. 8. The power of gratitude. Gratitude helps you see the beauty in struggle and turns obstacles into opportunities. It's the companion that teaches you to cherish every experience, the steady hand that guides you through the roughest days and lifts you higher on the best ones. Let's get into it. Life's thrown you curveballs, big ones, ugly ones, the kind that knock the wind out of you and leave you gasping. You've had days when the weight felt unbearable, when the road looked too long, when every step seemed like a battle against an invisible army. And in those moments, it's easy to get lost, easy to let the bitterness creep in, to let the why me take over, to see nothing but the mess. But you've got something different. You've got gratitude. And that's not some soft, fluffy thing. It's a warrior's tool, a rebel's shield, a fire that burns through the dark. Think about it. Rewind to one of those hard days, maybe the worst day, the one where everything went wrong, where the ground crumbled beneath you, where you weren't sure you'd make it to the other side. What got you through? Sure, it was grit, it was guts, it was that stubborn streak that refuses to quit. But there was something else, wasn't there? A quiet voice, a steady pulse, a flicker of thanks. Even if it was small. Maybe it was gratitude for the breath in your lungs, for the sunrise you caught a glimpse of, for the one person who didn't walk away. Maybe it was gratitude for the fight itself, for the chance to prove you're made of more than they thought. That's the power of it. Gratitude doesn't erase the struggle. It reframes it. It takes the jagged edges and finds the beauty, takes the chaos and finds the lesson. See, gratitude isn't about pretending everything's fine. It's not about slapping a smile on pain or ignoring the bruises. It's about looking at the mess head-on and saying, yeah, this hurts. Yeah, this is hard. But there's something here for me. Something I can use. Something I can grow from. It's the lens that turns obstacles into stepping stones. That job you lost? Gratitude showed you it was a door closing so a better one could open. That heartbreak that split you in two, gratitude taught you your own strength, your own worth. That failure that stung like hell, gratitude turned it into fuel, a fire to push you harder next time. Every stumble, every scar, it's all treasure when you look at it with a thankful heart. And here's the magic. Gratitude's your companion, walking with you every step of the way. It's there in the trenches, whispering, "You've still got this." It's there on the mountaintops, shouting, "Look how far you've come." It's the friend who doesn't leave when the going gets tough, the voice that reminds you to cherish the ride. Every twist, every turn, every moment, you start to see it all differently. The tough days, they're not just punishment, they're training. The losses, they're not just endings, they're beginnings. The battles, they're not just wars, they're victories in the making. Gratitude takes every experience, the good, the bad, the ugly, and spins it into gold. Pause for a second. Think about where you are right now. You're here, alive, standing tall. Not because life was easy, but because you found a way to be thankful for it anyway. That gratitude's kept you grounded when you could have drifted, kept you hopeful when you could have despaired, kept you moving when you could have stopped. It's turned your struggles into stories, your obstacles into opportunities, your pain into power. You're not just surviving, you're thriving, and gratitude's the heartbeat behind it. It's the quiet strength that says, "I see the beauty in this, even when it's hard to find." And once you start seeing that beauty, you can't unsee it. It's everywhere, in the cracks, in the chaos, in the comeback. So hold on to it. Lean into it. Let gratitude be your guide, your anchor, your wings. When the next storm hits, and it will, look for the gift in it. When the next mountain looms, thank it for the climb. When the next victory comes, celebrate it with a heart full of thanks. Because gratitude doesn't just get you through, it lifts you up. It's the companion that turns your life into a journey worth cherishing every single step of the way. 9. Legacy and impact. Your legacy isn't in material wealth or fleeting fame. It's in the resilience, compassion, and excellence you chase every day. Your life is an inspiration for the generations that lives to come. A living lesson that shows the next ones what's possible when you refuse to settle and choose to rise. Now let's talk about something bigger than you. Something that stretches beyond the here and now. Something that echoes long after you're gone. Your legacy. This isn't about gold chains or bank accounts or shiny toys that rust and fade. No, your legacy's built on something deeper, something truer, something that lasts. It's forged in the fire of your persistence, tempered by the warmth of your compassion, and polished by the relentless pursuit of excellence you live every day. You're not just making a life, you're making a mark, a blueprint for those who come after you. A story they'll tell when they need to remember what it means to stand up, show up, and shine. Look at what you've done. You've faced down the impossible and made it bow. You've taken the hits, the kind that'd knock most people out, and turned them into fuel. That's resilience, and it's not just for you. It's for them. The ones watching, the ones waiting, the ones who need to see that falling doesn't mean failing. You've shown up with a heart wide open, even when it hurt, even when it cost you, even when the world didn't deserve it. That's compassion, and it's a gift you've given freely. A gift they'll carry forward. And you've pushed yourself day after day to be better, to do better, to live better. Not for applause, but because you know greatness isn't a handout, it's a choice. That's excellence, and it's a standard you've set for everyone who'll follow in your steps. Your life's not a pile of stuff. It's a pile of lessons. Every time you kept going when the odds said stop, you taught them persistence. Every time you reached out a hand instead of turning away, you taught them kindness. Every time you refused to settle for good enough, you taught them to aim higher. You're not just living, you're leading, and you don't even have to try. It's in the way you move, the way you fight, the way you love. You're a living lesson, a walking testament, a story that says, this is what it looks like to rise. And that story is going to outlive you. It's going to ripple through time, touch lives you'll never know, inspire hearts you'll never meet. Think about the kids coming up, the ones who'll hear about you someday. Maybe it's your own, maybe it's a stranger's, Maybe it's a generation you'll never see. They'll sit around a table or a fire or a screen, and someone will say, "Let me tell you about this person I knew." They'll talk about how you didn't break when the world tried to crush you, how you gave when you had nothing left to give, how you chased excellence when mediocrity would have been easier. And those kids, they'll listen, they'll feel it, they'll think, if they could do that, so can I. That's your legacy, not a thing but a spark that lights their fire, that keeps them going, that shows them what's possible when you refuse to settle. And it's not just them, it's everyone you touch right now. The friend who's struggling, the coworker who's lost, the stranger who catches your eye. They see you living with resilience, with compassion, with excellence, and it shifts something in them. You're not preaching, you're proving. You're not shouting, you're showing. Your life's an inspiration because it's real, raw, flawed, fierce, and full of heart. You've turned your trials into triumphs, your pain into purpose, your journey into a gift. And that gift, it's not locked in a vault. It's out there, free, alive, changing the world one soul at a time. So keep building it, keep living it, keep being it. Your legacy isn't a monument, it's a movement. It's in the resilience you wear like armor, the compassion you share like bread, the excellence you chase like a horizon that never stops calling. You're not here to fade, you're here to last. And you will, through every story told, every lesson learned, every life lifted by the way you've lived yours. You're an inspiration, not because you're perfect, but because you're persistent. Not because you're fearless, but because you're faithful. Not because you've won every fight, but because you've fought every one worth fighting. That's your mark. That's your echo. That's your legacy, and it's just getting started. 10. Freedom to shape your future. You are the architect of your own destiny. Every day is an opportunity to rise above the past, redefine your limits, and live a radiant life unbound by what came before. Your future isn't written. It's yours to design. Let's set the stage. Picture this. You, standing at the edge of everything you've ever known, with the past behind you like a shadow, long, dark, heavy. It's there, isn't it? The weight of old mistakes, the echo of old voices, the scars of old battles. Maybe it's the you can't they drilled into you, the failures they pinned on you, the boxes they stuffed you into. For a while, it felt like that shadow owned you, like it got to call the shots, like it held the blueprints to your life. But here's the truth they didn't tell you. That shadow's got no power unless you give it some. You're not a prisoner of what was, you're the architect of what will be. And every single day, you get to pick up the pen and draw something new. You're free. Free to decide, free to build, free to dream bigger than they ever thought you could. That past? It's not a life sentence, it's a rough draft. It's the sketch you get to rip up, rewrite, redesign until it matches the vision burning in your chest. Every morning you wake up is a fresh set of blueprints, a clean sheet of paper, a chance to say, this is who I am today, and this is where I'm going. You don't have to carry yesterday's baggage. You can drop it, burn it, leave it in the dust. You don't have to live inside their limits. You can smash them, stretch them, build a whole new skyline. You're not bound by what happened. You're unleashed by what's possible. Think about it. What's stopping you? Not the past, it's done. Not the doubters, they're just noise. Not the failures, they're just lessons. The only thing holding you back is you, and the moment you decide to let go, to step up, to take the reins, everything changes. You're the architect, the visionary, the one with the hammer and nails. Every choice you make is a brick in the foundation. Every risk you take is a beam reaching higher. Every no you turn into a yes is a window letting the light in. You're building something, a life, a future, a destiny. That's yours alone, unshackled, untamed, unapologetic. And it's radiant. Not because it's perfect, nobody's asking for that, but because it's real. It's yours. You're not chasing someone else's blueprint or living in someone else's house. You're crafting a masterpiece with your own hands, your own heart, your own fire. That job you lost? It's not the end. It's the chance to build a career that fits you. That heartbreak you survived? It's not a wound. It's the space for something truer. That dream they laughed at? It's not a joke. It's the cornerstone of what's coming. Every day you get to redefine what's possible, to push the edges of what limit even means, to live so vividly that the past fades into a footnote. You're the architect, and the tools are yours: courage, choice, vision. You don't need permission. You don't need approval. You just need to start. Start where you stand with what you've got and build. Brick by brick, step by step, dream by dream. The past doesn't own you, you own it. You take its lessons, its strength, its scars, and you use them to construct something they never saw coming. A life that's bold, that's bright, that's free. Every sunrise is your invitation. Grab it, shape it, make it yours. You're not here to repeat yesterday, you're here to invent tomorrow. So go, build, rise. The future's waiting, and it's got your name on it. 11. Jealousy as recognition. Now let's flip the script. You've felt it, haven't you? That sting in the air, that edge in their tone, that look they give you when you walk by. They're jealous, green-eyed and restless, and you've wondered why. You've wondered what you did to earn it, what you said to spark it. But here's the twist. It's not about you. It's about them. That envy bubbling up? It's not a dagger aimed at your back. It's a mirror they can't face. They see you rising, thriving, breaking free, and it burns them, not because you're wrong, but because you're right. You're living the life they didn't dare to live, chasing the dreams they didn't dare to chase, building the future they didn't dare to build. And deep down, they know it. Their jealousy isn't your burden. It's their confession. It's them saying, I see you and I see what I didn't do. You're out there, soaring past the ceilings they built for you, past the graves they dug for you, past the shadows they thought you'd stay in. And it stings them because your light shines on their dark corners, their stagnation, their fear, their what-ifs they never answered. They left you somewhere, back there, in the dust, in the struggle, in the smallness they thought was your limit. But you didn't stay. You climbed out, you broke free, you built something bigger. And now your life's a billboard they can't ignore, a story they can't rewrite, a truth they can't deny. You're greater than they ever imagined. Think about it. Every time they whisper, "Who does she think she is?" It's not a question. It's an admission. Every time they smirk, "He'll fall." It's not a prediction. It's a prayer. They want you to stumble, not because you deserve it, but because it'd make them feel safe. Your greatness unsettles them, shakes them, forces them to face the gap between where they are and where you've gone. But here's the beauty. You don't have to carry that. Their envy isn't a weight. It's a crown. It's them tipping their hat, even if they don't mean to, saying, "You did what I couldn't." You've turned their never into your now, their can't into your did, their stay down into your stand tall. And you feel it, don't you? That quiet power when they stare a little too long, when their words carry that bite, when their silence screams louder than their shouts. It's not hate. It's awe, twisted up in regret. They're jealous because your life's better than where they left you, and that's no small thing. You've taken the scraps they handed you and built a feast. You've taken the cage they locked you in and turned it into wings. You've taken the place they abandoned you and made it a launch pad. That's not just a win, that's a revolution. And every pang of their envy is a cheer they can't hold back, a nod to the greatness you wear like a second skin. So let them watch. Let them whisper. Let them stew. Their jealousy's not your problem. It's your proof. Proof you've risen, proof you've redefined, proof you're free. You're not where they left you anymore. You're somewhere they can't touch, living a life they can't fathom, shining a light they can't dim. And every time they flinch, every time they frown, every time they can't look away, it's them saying what they won't. You're great, and I see it. Wear that. Own that. Live that. Because their envy, it's the echo of your victory, ringing loud and clear. And so here we are at the end of this journey, but it's not really the end, is it? It's a beginning, a launch, a call to arms for you to step into the fullness of who you are and who you're destined to be. You're the architect of your destiny, the master of your fate, the flame that refuses to flicker out. Their jealousy, it's not a chain, it's a cheer, a silent roar telling you you're on the right path, that you've left the shadows behind and stepped into a light so bright it blinds the doubters. Every day you wake up is a chance to build, to rise, to live a life unbound by the past and unshackled by their limits. You're not just here to survive, you're here to thrive, to shine, to rewrite the rules of what's possible. So take it, own it, run with it. The future's yours. Grab it with both hands and don't let go. You're not where they left you, you're where they can't reach. And that's the truth of your extraordinary journey. Now, before I let you go, I've got to say this from the heart. Thank you. To every single one of you watching this on ZenLight 8, thank you for sticking with me to the end. You didn't just click play, you stayed, you listened, you felt it. That means something. It means you're here for more than just noise. You're here for fire, for truth, for the spark that lights up your own path. I'm grateful for you, for your time, your energy, your belief in this message. You're the heartbeat of ZenLight 8, the reason we keep pushing, keep rising, keep shining. So thank you, truly, from the bottom of my soul. Hit that like button, drop a comment, share this with someone who needs it. Let's keep this flame alive. Until next time, stay bold, stay true, and keep building your masterpiece. You've got this.